Welcome to Trust Your Inner Sense with Joanne Starkman podcast. I'm Joanne Starkman, and I look forward to going on this collaborative journey with you to ignite inspiration, inspire self-discovery, and instill new meaning in life. I'm excited to host a wonderful array of guests, including innovators, creatives, expert coaches, teachers, and much, much more who come together to share their stories. Each episode reveals how they've embraced their inner sense to pursue their passions and shine their unique lights in the world. We'll have thought-provoking discussions and chat about tools that will provide fresh perspectives to help you create a joyful and meaningful life. As founder and chief visionary officer of award-winning hair care brand Inner Sense Organic Beauty, I am also an avid meditator, platform artist, author, and mother of a special needs young adult. Over 20 years ago, I intentionally brought mindfulness to morning routines by authoring each affirmation on Inner Sense Organic Beauty's products, which we call Innerflections. You can check them out on the back of the bottle. It's my goal to have this podcast to be your warm and compassionate companion, whether you're on a journey for deeper meaning, seeking greater joy, or in need of love and healing. Let's continue our journey of self-discovery, self-care, and self-love. I'm so glad you're here. Let's dive into this week's Trust Your Inner Sense episode now. Welcome, friends. I've got a really special guest with us today, someone who shares so many of the same passions I do. While our journeys are shaped by very different experiences, we're both deeply committed to health and wellness, especially when it comes to making them the heart of our salons. Please welcome Jacquelyn Rodriguez, a clean beauty expert, holistic salon owner, and founder of the Holistic Salon Academy. As an owner of the Enlightened Styles, a non-toxic salon and head spa in Virginia, she spent over a decade helping salon owners build sustainable, wellness-focused businesses. She's also the host of the Impactful Salon Owner podcast, co-founded by the Green Beauty community, and the author of the upcoming book, Changeworthy. Through her work, Jacquelyn empowers beauty professionals to lead with purpose, reduce toxic exposure, and create lasting impact. Welcome, Jacquelyn. I'm so excited to have you today.
Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to be on the podcast and just continue our great conversations that we've been having.
Absolutely. Fun to bring them online, right?
Yes.
Well, before we get started, could you just share a couple fun facts that you can add to your bio that people maybe don't know about you?
Well, I share a lot of things, so a lot of people, but I am also a mother to two amazing, well, I guess one of them's still a teenager. My daughter's a senior in high school, and then my son is 20 now. And they are just, my reason for everything that I do. Fun fact, I've been married to my husband for a long time. We're high school sweethearts. And I don't know. What is another fun fact?
No, that's wonderful. That's great. I love high school sweethearts. That's really sweet. Congratulations on that.
Thank
What
you.
first inspired you to pursue a career in clean beauty? And how has that path led you to founding Enlightened Styles?
Well, honestly, it actually started with my kids. They were little. Toddlers running around, and I was cleaning the bathroom of all things, and they kept wanting to come into the bathroom with me. And my first thought was like, no, I don't want you breathing this in. Just go to your rooms and play. I'm going to clean and I'll be right there. And for whatever reason, that moment, I had a light bulb moment of, okay, if I don't want them breathing it in, why am I breathing it in? And what can I do to protect my kids? And no joke, that night I put them to sleep and I went down a rabbit hole of what are the toxins, like what are my alternatives? And it truly led me to what I do today.
Wow, that sounds very similar to my journey for sure. And so then that is kind of what led you to the idea that it's like it needed to change in the salon as well. Because I think it's definitely started in the home and specifically hair products for me, putting hair products on Morgan's hair and then watching her
Yeah.
hair get dried out and damaged and kind of trying to unpack the whole ingredient thing. So is that kind of
Yeah.
what it was for you as far as the salon model needed to change?
Yeah. It started with, like, if anybody knows me, if I get into something, I go all in, and it's, like, all I can think about. So I did go fully in, and I started with the cleaning products, but then it led me to what we're putting on our bodies, and then, of course, I'm cleaning up everything at home, and then walking into this super toxic salon where I would leave with headaches and raspiness in my throat. And I had
Mhm,
never thought about it until I put the two together of what I was breathing in versus what I'm breathing in at home.
mhm. I think that I mean, at least I see that often people don't put 2 and 2 together. They just kind of think,
Yeah.
"Oh, headaches, I'm feeling sick," or, "Oh, my chest is a little bit tight, so must be something coming on," and I don't think a lot of people put 2 and 2 together, for sure.
Well, I don't think we're really taught to.
Mhm.
I think we're really taught to just like, this is how it is. This is how you feel after a long day, or you worked really hard. Or I would always say, oh, I talked so much that I lost my voice. I'm like, no, I mean, I talk all the time now and I don't lose my voice. But it's just things that we kind of push to the side because we just aren't taught to start to look beyond the surface level of
Mhm.
things.
Well, what misconceptions do you think people have still about clean beauty, and how do you support people to reframe those ideas?
Of course. Well, I think the first thing is I think a lot of people think that one, clean beauty is way out of their price range. I mean,
Mm,
I still talk to a lot of salon owners who are worried about switching over because it can be more expensive. And it really just depends on where you're starting. And that goes for anything that we do. And then I think the other misconception is that it doesn't work as well. We get very stuck in our old ways of what works and our tried and true. And it's hard anytime you switch over a product or a color line or a system. You have to give it a little time to like get used to it and start working with it in a different way. So I think those are the two biggest misconceptions. And I definitely help them with like breaking down the different barriers. And I think more than anything is our subconscious thoughts of like what we're already expecting and what we're
mhm.
trained to believe.
Yeah, well, what do you think are some of, like, the first steps as far as, like, what are the first steps that you would usually recommend to a salon owner?
Of course. Well, the very first step is really taking a look at what is important to you. Because, especially when we're talking about clean, sustainable, holistic beauty, that is a big undertaking. And there's so many ways that you can go with it that it could be very overwhelming. So, looking at what is the most important to you and to your lifestyle and what you want to bring in the salon. I think once you get really clear with that, then at least you have a direction that you can start and you can always bring more things in. Like if ingredients are important to you, start there. If sustainability or the plastic, crisis or something like that is important to you, or if wellness in the salon is more important to you. Start with that thing in mind and then start to go into the other places.
Nice, I love that. Well, can you share, like, a story of somebody that did move to a more holistic model and how that impacted themselves personally or their clientele? Can you share a specific?
Yeah, of course. One of my students who I've been working with for a long time, she started in a very like small in her home studio and she liked more of the natural stuff, but she wasn't really sure how to start to integrate it to make it a part of her mission. And once we started working together, she was able to actually triple her income and move into two different larger locations to be able to speak to a larger audience
Mm.
with her very clean, wellness based. She does beautiful Reiki ceremonies with her facials. And it's been able to transform the way that she actually is able to take care of her clients.
Amazing. Wow, that's sounds powerful, how impactful that is. Thanks so much for sharing that.
Of course.
Well, you've not only built a salon, but also a training academy and a community. What's been the most rewarding part of scaling your impact beyond your own chair?
I think the most rewarding part of all of this is that it is actually going to change the industry. With your products and with InnerSense, it changes the way that we do beauty. With getting salon owners to start to shift things over and really create an impactful, profitable business, it's going to change the way that we do beauty. So it's a bigger thing than I think I could have ever imagined. And I'm just excited to be a part of that because I believe that we are really worthy of that change.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I couldn't agree with you more. What leadership lessons have you learned as a salon owner that you think maybe could apply to entrepreneurs in any industry?
I think the biggest leadership thing that I learned along the way was to truly learn how to listen to my intuition.
Mm,
It's not the easiest thing to do because we don't really realize what our intuition is or what our beliefs are. But once you start to listen and you really start to feel the difference, everything in my business got easier because I knew what to say yes to, what to say no to. There was no more like going back and forth or being very unsure of what it was that I wanted in my business.
Is there a specific tool that you use or in a way that you listen to your intuition in a way that might be unique to you or something that might be supportive to the listeners to maybe if they are like, "Oh, I don't even know how to do that," or like, "How to get started on that," or "How do I know if I'm doing it right?"
Yeah, well, we never can do anything all the way right. Like, I still get it wrong, and I've been doing it for a long time, but I think what really changed that part of it was meditation for me, and
Mm,
as a person who cannot sit still, I'm always on the go. My mind can go down 50 million rabbit holes in a matter of, like, 2.5 seconds. If I can meditate, I promise that you can too. And I think meditation was very, like something that people thought looked a certain way. You sit in a
yes.
quiet room and you're quiet and, it's all peaceful around you. And that's just not how it is. I had to learn how to quiet my thoughts, not get them to stop. They still don't stop. They still come in. But I learned how to just look at the thought and not go down the rabbit hole. And that was really changing for me. And that led into more of the neuro coaching and the subconscious mind shifts that I had as a master neuro coach. Bringing those two together is what really made the biggest difference in my life.
That's wonderful. Do you wanna talk a little bit more about neuro coaching or what that is or how that's impacted
Yes.
you?
Yes, because the meditation was amazing and I was in the right energy space, but I still had a lot of subconscious beliefs that had me stuck. So even though I was making the right changes, I was making the right steps, I had subconscious beliefs of what I was able to do as a salon leader, what I was able to bring to me. And all of those subconscious beliefs led back to something that I learned when I was younger. Like all of our belief systems, we usually learn from 0 to 8. And this is something I go deeper into in the academy because we really start to break down what subconscious beliefs are holding you back from the very thing that you say that you want, that you're working hard towards. And when you start to recognize that subconscious belief, there's a way to start to actually take that belief and change the belief completely to support your now new dreams.
Would you be willing to like share one of your beliefs that maybe you've had that you've worked on that you've shifted that
Yes.
so somebody could hear like tangible one in practice?
Yes, the biggest belief was that I had to, like, work hard and that sacrifice was going to be what success looked like. So, when I
Mm.
said that I wanted a business that brought me freedom, time freedom, money freedom, my subconscious would not allow me to go there because I had a belief that if I didn't work hard and sacrifice for it, that I couldn't be successful. And luckily, a lot of that has changed and I no longer have that belief. And I'm able to create that freedom. Like I get to sit and have conversations like this and travel and do these amazing things that really doesn't feel like work, which is a complete opposite way that my brain wanted me to be.
So what would the new belief be? Like what is your new belief or thought pattern that you lean into?
That business and success is not only fun, but it is easy and I attract it. Like things just come into my life that makes it easier.
Oh, I love that. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Well, I love the conversation around the broader impact as far as the beauty industry is concerned, because
Yeah.
everybody probably not everybody knows, but that is definitely an area that I, um, started Inner Sense was just the idea that I
Mhm.
wanted to see a bigger impact in the beauty industry. Where do you see the beauty industry heading in terms of sustainability and wellness over the next decade?
I think it's going to be the baseline and the foundation of
Mm,
the businesses that we see. I really truly believe that the demand has really changed over even the last 5 years, but more so even the last decade. And we're going to continue to see that shift because we've seen it in the food industry. I mean, think about what we eat, the things that are happening with the ingredients that we're allowed to eat and that's being taken out of our foods. We've seen that with the cosmetics. A lot of cosmetics and makeup lines are changing. And I think that's going to be the basis of how we run our salons in the future.
yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you. Yeah, for sure. Let's vision that together. Well,
Yes.
how do you balance both a business leader and an advocate for reducing toxic exposure in the industry? Like how does that balance come for you?
Um, I have fun with it. So a lot of the times, like I said, these conversations and the things that I get to be a part of is truly exciting to me. So it doesn't ever feel like work or hard and heavy. But I do actually take time away from business. I run the salon. I don't work weekends. I spend that time running around with my kids. My daughter is an amazing wrestler and I go watch her wrestle all over the place. My son, lives further away from me, so I take time to go visit him. Um it's a nice balance. I don't ever want to say that it's like even because there's times where
Mhm.
I work more and, then there's times where I take more time off and I'm spending more time with the family and it just kind of having that ebb and flow is really how I create that balance.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Um, so your upcoming book, Changeworthy, sounds powerful. What inspired you to write it, and what do you hope readers take away from it?
Oh my goodness. Changeworthy. I started writing 3 years ago and talk about subconscious thoughts. This was probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm happy to get on podcasts, talk, speak. All of that does not scare me. But writing a book was very heavy. I grew up dyslexic and I can't spell worth anything. So I had this subconscious belief that I can't I'm not a writer, I can't write, nobody wants to read what I have to say, so I had to do a lot of subconscious rewiring around that, um, and really what I want to give to the people that read it is the story behind everything. Like, I go deep into the challenges and the things that kinda held me back and how I overcame them and, you know, why I continue to create Enlightened Styles the way that I did, and why I create the academy, and how those challenges actually had me write out an entire script and, you know, foundation for continuing to be a clean and sustainable salon.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, do you want to share one of those stories real quick? Something that maybe you put in the book?
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, one of the biggest things and one of the biggest changes in my life, you heard the light bulb moment, that was in the book.
Mhm.
And the other one was my husband and I, we actually in 2008, I was pregnant with my daughter, had a little toddler, and my husband lost his job. We ended up losing our home. We lost everything.
Mm.
And it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life because it really challenged me as a person and who I believed I was, right?
Right.
Uh, Going forward, like I put myself into this space where I had to make a choice. I was either going to work really hard and miss my kids and work for a salon that I just didn't feel valued at, or I was going to take a leave of absence and figure it out from there. When I took that leave of absence, it put me back in that same state that I felt when we lost everything. I thought I was, I was scared that I was going to do that again to myself. And one of those intuition moments of this has to happen now, even though it doesn't feel like the right time, that it feels scary as all get out. And I was scared to lose everything again. And I still listened to my intuition and made that change, to not only start a business, but then to start a clean and sustainable salon, which was like unheard of, 16 years ago.
That's incredible. Wow. Um, that's an amazing story. So, yeah, if you could imagine like the salon of the future, like what does that look and feel like for you?
For me, I think it's a place where we really start to include wellness into our beauty routines. Up until now, I think beauty has been something that can be very hurtful, very hard to achieve because we put beauty at such a pedestal and then we look down on ourselves that we're not there. We don't believe that we're worthy of it. And in the future, I feel like everyone will feel worthy of the beauty that they already have within them. And we, as salon leaders, are guiding that change, guiding our stylists to be healthier and happier, our clients to be healthier and happier, and to, just enjoy our lives, I think,
Can you think
more.
of one small way like a salon owner or stylist could, either a mindset shift or like something that they could do today tangibly to kind of move in that direction?
I think tangibly, if you sit down and you allow yourself to dream a little bit, like not what is possible or what has already happened or what you believe is possible, but if you had no limits, what would your ideal dream salon look like? Or your ideal dream, stylist job? What would that look like? And allow yourself to dream a little bit bigger. And then start to lay those foundations down so that you can be taken down that journey instead of, we don't dream enough. I feel like
Mhm.
when I ask people to think about what they want, we don't dream big enough. And
Mm.
today you could dream. Just allow yourself to dream.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you for that. Well, what's the legacy you hope to leave in the beauty industry through your work?
I that's such a heavy one. Like legacy is such a big thing. I think again, it's that dreaming of like regardless of what you think is possible, that we can make big change. And it really does start when we come together and demand bigger change. So if I can just encourage anyone to just stop and think, is this what I really want? And if it's not, what can you do differently today to make that a reality and see what you really want?
Yeah, amazing. Well, you're such a support and inspiration for the beauty industry. Where can people find you, Jacquelyn? I know that there's going to be a lot in the show notes, but I just wanted to make sure that you kind of gave us a top line because you have your own podcast. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So the Impactful Salon Owners podcast is mine. And I think it's been like 2 years now. We've been going strong, and we have lots of conversations over there. You can always find us there. And the other place I really like to hang out is Instagram. So Clean Beauty Biz Coach. You can DM me there, follow everything, that's going on. And it's me in the conversations. I love to have these conversations and help you out however I can.
Amazing. Well, Jacquelyn, thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I love what, Inner Sense is doing and just everything that you're doing. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for sharing your heart and vision for clean beauty. We're so inspired by the way you help salon owners lead with wellness and purpose. And friends, please be sure to check out our work and our upcoming book, Changeworthy, which I'm super excited about. You'll find all the links in the show notes. And of course, until next time, friends, always trust your inner sense. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, dear friends. I would be thrilled to hear which part resonated with you the most. Your reflections on today's topic and how it sparked action in your life mean a lot to me. Feel free to share your thoughts at podcasts@innersensebeauty.com or leave a review. I look forward to you coming back next week to explore another exciting topic together. If you'd like to dive deeper, be sure to check out the show notes for some valuable links. Until we meet again, take good care of yourself. Know that you are surrounded by love and always trust your inner sense. Wishing you all the best, friends.